Right now, as you're watching this, there might be a sound in your home that's quietly tormenting your cat, and you can't even hear it. I'm serious. There are frequencies bouncing off the walls of your living room, your kitchen, your bedroom, that are completely invisible to your ears. But to your cat, they're deafening. Some of them are sharp. Some of them never stop. And a few of them can actually cause real, lasting damage, physically and emotionally. Here's what gets me. Most of us go out of our way to make our cats comfortable. We buy them the best food, the softest beds. We learn their little quirks. But when it comes to sound, to the invisible world our cats live in every single day, most of us don't have a clue what they're going through. Your cat hears things you will never hear. And some of those things are hurting them. Today we're going to walk through 5 everyday sounds, things that exist in almost every home, that are slowly stressing, scaring, or even harming your cat. Some of these will shock you. One of them you literally cannot perceive. And by the end of this video, you'll never listen to your home the same way again. If you love your cat, and I know you do because you're here, do yourself a favor and subscribe to this channel. Not for me, for them. Because what you learn here might be the thing that finally makes their world a little quieter, a little safer. Let's get into it. Number 1. The vacuum cleaner. Picture this. It's a Saturday morning. You pull the vacuum out of the closet, and before you even plug it in, your cat is gone. Vanished. Under the bed, behind the couch, inside a closet they've never opened before. You haven't even turned it on yet, and they're already terrified. We laugh about it. There are 1,000 memes about cats versus vacuums. But here's the thing. There is nothing funny about what your cat is actually experiencing in that moment. A vacuum cleaner runs between 70 and 90 decibels. To put that in perspective, that's roughly the same volume as a lawnmower, or standing next to a busy highway. Now, imagine you had ears that could hear 2 to 3 times better than the average human. Imagine that roar hitting your nervous system at a level we can barely comprehend. That's what your cat feels. But the noise isn't even the worst part. The vacuum moves. It rolls across the floor, it changes direction, it lunges under furniture. To your cat's brain, a brain wired by thousands of years of survival instinct, that thing isn't a cleaning tool. It's a loud, growling predator that just invaded their territory. And it's chasing them. I once read about a cat named Oliver who started losing fur in patches. His owner took him to the vet, ran every test. Nothing wrong, physically. It wasn't until the vet asked about the home environment that it clicked. Oliver's owner worked from home and vacuumed every single day. Every day, Oliver was going through a full-blown stress response. His body was reacting to what it believed was a daily predator attack. The fix was so simple it almost hurt. The vet told her, "Take Oliver to another room before you vacuum. Close the door. Let him feel safe." Within weeks, the fur grew back. Your cat isn't being dramatic when they run from the vacuum. They're surviving. And there's something you can do about it. But the vacuum, at least, is a sound you know about. What if I told you the next one on this list is something you've never heard, and probably never will? Number 2. High-frequency electronic sounds. There's a sound in your house right now. It's coming from your television, or your computer monitor, maybe from the fluorescent light above your kitchen counter. And you have absolutely no idea it exists. But your cat does. Electronics emit ultrasonic frequencies, tiny, high-pitched buzzes and whines that fall completely outside the range of human hearing. We max out at around 20 kilohertz. Your cat? They hear up to 64 kilohertz. That means there's an entire universe of sound happening in your home that only they can access. And not all of it is pleasant. The most sensitive range of feline hearing falls between 500 Hz and 32 kilohertz. And that's exactly where these electronic emissions land. Your TV isn't just a screen to your cat. It might be a screen that screams. Now here's where it gets genuinely alarming. Prolonged exposure to these ultrasonic frequencies has been linked to real medical issues in cats: endocrine disruption, cardiovascular stress, and in older cats, something called feline audiogenic reflex seizures. That's exactly what it sounds like. Certain high-pitched noises can actually trigger seizures in senior cats. A tinkling sound, a clicking noise, a frequency you'd never even notice. And then there are ultrasonic pest repellent devices, those little plug-in boxes that claim to drive away mice or insects with sound. They operate between 21 and 23 kilohertz, completely silent to you, absolutely piercing to your cat. Owners who use these often report that their cats seem restless, anxious, unable to settle. They don't connect the dots because they can't hear what's wrong. Think about that for a second. Your cat could be living in a home filled with noise you've never once heard. They can't tell you. They can't leave. They just endure it. Take a walk through your house tonight and count every electronic device that stays on. Then ask yourself, what might my cat be hearing that I'm not? And speaking of sounds that strike without warning, the next one doesn't come from inside your home. It comes from the sky. Number 3, fireworks and thunder. You know that moment during a thunderstorm, that split second between the flash and the boom, where everything holds still? You brace for it. You know it's coming. Your cat doesn't have that luxury. To a cat, a clap of thunder or the crack of a firework isn't just loud, it's a total sensory assault. The sound is sudden, explosive, and completely unpredictable. It comes with flashes of light, vibrations through the floor, even changes in air pressure that their sensitive bodies can feel before the storm even arrives. Every survival instinct they have lights up at once. In the wild, a sudden boom meant something was falling, a tree, a rock face, or worse, something was coming. A predator, a threat. Your cat's ancestors survived by treating every unexplained noise as a matter of life and death. And that wiring hasn't gone anywhere. It's still firing right there in your living room every time the sky cracks open. I remember a story from a vet in Texas who saw a surge in anxious cats every summer, right around the 4th of July celebrations. One cat, a gray tabby named Pepper, had stopped eating entirely. She'd wedge herself behind the washing machine and stay there for hours, sometimes an entire night, long after the last firework had faded. Her body was locked in a fear response that didn't have an off switch. And here's a detail most people miss. During storms, the atmospheric pressure drops, and cats can sense it. That pressure change alone is enough to trigger unease before a single raindrop falls. So by the time the thunder hits, your cat has already been anxious for an hour. The boom just confirms what their body was already telling them. Something dangerous is here. If your cat hides during storms or fireworks, don't pull them out. Let them find their safe place. A dark closet, a covered crate under the bed, that hiding spot is the only thing giving them a sense of control. Now, if those big dramatic sounds are hard on cats, you might assume the small, everyday ones are harmless. But the next one on this list proves that wrong in a way you really wouldn't expect. Number 4, aluminum foil, plastic bags, and crackling sounds. You're unwrapping something in the kitchen, maybe peeling aluminum foil off a roll, maybe crumpling a plastic bag, and from across the room, your cat flinches, or flattens their ears, or bolts. It seems like such a small thing. It's just a bag. It's just foil. Why would that bother them? Because to your cat, that sound isn't small at all. When aluminum foil crinkles or a plastic bag crackles, it produces high-pitched, sharp frequencies, the kind that sit right in the range where feline hearing is most acute. What sounds to you like a mild crinkle is hitting your cat's ears at a much higher intensity. It's like someone crumpling paper right next to your eardrum, but amplified. And it's not just the pitch, it's the unpredictability. The sound comes in random bursts. There's no rhythm, no pattern. In the wild, irregular, crackling sounds meant something was moving through brush, something was close, something might be a threat. Your cat's brain doesn't hear a shopping bag. It hears the acoustic signature of danger. Then there are aerosol cans, hairspray, deodorant, air freshener. That sharp hiss when you press the nozzle, to your cat, it sounds remarkably like a feline hiss. And in cat language, a hiss means one thing: aggression. Back off. I will hurt you. So every time you spray something in the same room as your cat, you might be accidentally speaking their language and saying something threatening. A friend of mine couldn't figure out why her cat, Bowie, always left the bathroom when she was getting ready in the morning. He'd sit in the hallway and stare at the door, tense. She finally realized it was the deodorant. Every single morning, she was hissing at him, and she had no idea. These tiny sounds, the ones we barely register, can add up over time. A crinkle here, a hiss there, day after day. It's not one moment that breaks them. It's the accumulation. And that idea, the slow daily buildup of stress, leads us to the last sound on this list. And honestly, it might be the most important one. Number 5, yelling, arguments, and loud music. This one is personal, and I think deep down a lot of us already sense it, even if we don't want to admit it. Your cat is listening to you, not just to the words, of course, but to the sound of your voice, the volume, the sharpness, the emotional weight behind it. And when that sound gets loud, when there's yelling or arguing or a baby crying or music thumping through the walls, your cat doesn't just hear noise, they hear danger. Cats are creatures of calm. They evolved in environments where silence meant safety. A quiet home is a safe home. And when that silence breaks, when voices rise and tension fills the air, your cat reads the room the same way their ancestors read the wild. Loud means something is wrong. Loud means leave. There's a study from the University of Wisconsin that I think about a lot. Researchers composed music specifically designed for cats, using tempos that matched a cat's resting heart rate and frequencies that mimicked the range of feline vocalizations, like purring and the high-pitched calls kittens make to their mothers. When they played it for cats, the response was remarkable. Cats approached the speakers, they rubbed against them, they relaxed visibly. But when researchers played regular human music, even classical, the cats showed little interest. And louder, bass-heavy music actively drove them away. What that tells us is profound. Your cat doesn't just tolerate certain sounds, they emotionally respond to the acoustic world around them. They have preferences, they have sensitivities, they have a relationship with sound that goes far deeper than we ever assumed. So if your home is loud, not occasionally, but regularly, your cat is living in a state of quiet, ongoing distress. They won't always show it dramatically. Sometimes it's just a cat who sleeps more than they used to, a cat who stopped playing, a cat who sits in the corner of a room instead of the middle of it. They're not being antisocial, they're protecting themselves. Your cat lives in a world made of sound, so much of it invisible to you, but impossible for them to escape. And the most powerful thing you can do for them isn't complicated. It's just paying attention, listening, even to the things you can't hear. If this changed the way you think about your cat's world, hit that subscribe button and leave a like. It really does help more people find this. And before you go, I'm curious. Drop a comment and tell me where in the world you're watching from. I love knowing that somewhere out there, in every corner of the planet, someone is sitting with their cat right now, trying to understand them just a little bit better.